This question comes from Denise in Florida. She asks, how does flipping work in the elementary classroom? Now, flipping the classroom works beautifully in elementary school for the same reason it works so well in other grade levels and other content areas, because we're really focusing on two things: efficiency and relationships. And let's talk about relationships in elementary school. So, for the first time, kids are able to take their teacher home and learn from their teacher at home on a screen, which is a world that they are very tuned into. No pun intended, I suppose, because the kids are watching TV, they're watching YouTube. So, if the teacher enters into that world, that teacher becomes a celebrity, becomes the ultimate master that those students can watch at home and just, oh my gosh, my teacher is on the internet. That's amazing. Now, there's also another possibility for relationship building that is maybe even greater than having the students take you home on a screen, which is having the parents really enter in to this educational conversation. You are handing the parents a tool and saying, hey, a couple times a week I want you to sit down with your child and watch my videos explaining topics that we're learning in school so you can help reinforce that at home. Those relationships between the parent and the teacher can be an amazing tool to increase student success if those parents get involved in the educational process. So relationships are huge, probably the biggest in elementary school. As we get into middle and high school, students don't have quite the same interactions with their parents, and parent involvement isn't quite as impactful. It's still very impactful, but elementary school, it is key, and this gives you an amazing tool to really build relationships with those parents. The first thing I talked about, or the first thing I mentioned before, was efficiency. That's the other part. So efficiency, we're finding that those 10 or 15 minute direct instruction lessons that you provide as whole group instruction for your students, those are about 2 or 3 minute videos in this style. So instead of providing a 10 or 15 minute direct instruction lesson, that can be a 3-minute video. Now, that's a complete shift in efficiency because the students can watch those outside of the classroom, but because it's such an efficiency shift, you can use those as in-classroom tools. You could have students go to, in their centers, they can go to a center where they're watching you, the teacher, deliver a video, a 3-minute video of the content that they need to know. They can watch that multiple times in the classroom in the time it took you to do it as a direct instruction lesson. They can watch it multiple times. You can also use it as a whole group instruction, put it up on a screen and have students watch that 3-minute content and then discuss it and maybe watch it a couple more times during the course of that class. Now, what the fascinating thing about the whole group watching a video, it's very different than a whole group instruction listening to an adult in the room talk, because there's something magical and fascinating about the screen. When that screen turns on and that teacher is on the screen, it's almost like a classroom management tool at that point because the students are silent. My teacher's on the screen. My teacher's on TV. My teacher's famous. I'm listening. Now, the flexibility of having students really engage in that presentation, but also have the flexibility of them to be able to watch the video again, basically the teacher replicating themselves, watch it whole group instruction, watch it in centers, and then watch it with their parents at home. That is a very powerful tool to get students engaged in the content and really get to that deep level of learning.